Oh, hello again. This is Moundmaker. And today is something a little different, but it's still an Elden Ring Nightreign guide. Today's topic, how to get unlimited Murk. And a few days ago, I went from 72,000 Murk to 725,000 Murk in under 4 hours of game time. That's over 180,000 Murk an hour and enough Murk to roll over 1,000 relics. But before I explain how I did it, here's a little short story. About 3 weeks ago, I started working on this video on your screen. It required me to do about 50 runs total to get the information and clips I was looking for. During each of these runs, I did the same thing after defeating the Day 2 boss. I died 3 times on purpose at the edge of the night's tide. So I would die, go pick up my runes, then move to another area and die again. But why? Why was I doing such a maidenless activity? Well, everyone should know about how you can collect Murk from Victor's Hall. But if you don't, there's a grassy hall behind where you spawn into the round table. This area has Victor's records, which are gold signs generated from people who have defeated a Night Lord. If you die during a run, it has a chance of creating a red phantom corpse in another player's game. If that player searches your body, picks up a weapon, keeps it in their inventory, and kills the Night Lord, their record will begin appearing in your Victor's hallway with a gold dust above the sign. Interacting with that record grants you 1,000 Murk. Now here's what I found. If you've had enough occurrences of this over the last few weeks, you can log in and out of the game just to collect Murk from the signs over and over, creating the unlimited Murk loop you're seeing on your screen. I'm sure most of you know about collecting a Murk from the signs, but I'm not sure how many of you know that it's repeatable. Which leads me back to why I was dying on purpose at the end of Day 2. If you don't have enough occurrences of death, very few, if any, gold dust signs will appear, and it won't be worth it to do this. So by dying on purpose at the end of Day 2, it increases the odds of one of your red phantoms appearing in another player's world just by increasing the amount of deaths that I have. And because it's at the end of Day 2, it also increases the odds I have good weapons with nice passives on them, which increases the odds that a player will pick them up and use them, or at least keep them in their inventory. And that's basically it for how I pull this off. I hope this all makes sense to you, but if it doesn't, feel free to ask questions in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. And I do have a couple more things to cover before I run off. Here's the passwords I use. You do not need to use passwords to pull this off, but using the passwords increases the odds of the phantoms appearing in another's game. You don't have to use these specific passwords, but I do suggest using every password slot allowed. And last, and this is just an interesting find, the Victor's records repeat. Meaning, once you have one in your rotation, it stays in your rotation for at least a few weeks. I know it's a few weeks because one of the records that I was able to get was someone picking up the Raider starting weapon with Quickstep on it. I only used Quickstep on a Raider starting weapon for that video I referenced earlier. And I have the file still from when I used it, and it was used exactly 18 days ago. So it's still repeating my Victor's records rotation almost 3 weeks later. And as you can see on the screen, I'm clearly finding the same Victor's records. There wasn't one I could find that didn't repeat. Murk is a valuable currency in Nightreign, so get out there and get as much of it as you can. What do you have to lose after all, other than the most valuable currency there is? Time.